Titles, go.
Not airing that on the air.
Big time him.
Kneecap them.
Terrence's fudge.
Ooh. Mice Krispies?
Hot girls eat Arby's.
Leches means milk.
Bear juice.
Let's do this.
Don't sound so confident in that.
I never am with Jack.
That's why I have to keep you guessing. You're like, what's he gonna do? I love it.
Warning. What you are about to hear contains explicit language, adult themes, and potentially disturbing content. The views and opinions expressed are those of the hosts and do not reflect the opinions of anyone else, anywhere, ever, in the history of the world. This podcast is intended for an immature audience and should not be listened to by anyone, anywhere, ever, in the history of the world. You know, fuck it. You've been warned.
Hello, welcome to this week's edition of Geek Pod. I'm your host, Paul.
I'm Corbs.
I'm Corbs.
Oh, that's right. I'm DC. Wow. What
We're
a
missing
day.
something.
I'm Jack.
Other than what we're missing, guys, what's got you geeked?
What's not got us geeked? So fourth straight year at Sci-Fi Horror Fest. Paul, I know you're gonna talk about this, but I know he's like, what the fuck?
Just like our panel, you'll just jump right ahead and fucking take it. Look at
Exactly.
that.
Exactly. I don't, and you're right, I'm still not listening after all these years.
That's why you're getting fired.
Oh shit.
Ben! So, it was fun. So, like I said, four straight years going there. Paul and I showed up early Friday morning. It's like a family when you go there. It's like when you come and go there, you're like, oh, I haven't seen these guys in over a year. But then you go back and they're like, hey, how's it going? What's going on? What's new? It's nice seeing familiar faces. So from like Tiff to Denny to Melissa, and also some of the vendors. Like on Saturday, one of the vendors, he's on stilts. He's the Grim Reaper. It's like he came up and gave me a hug, and he's on the stilts. I'm
Wait a
like,
minute. He was one of the vendors?
yeah. hmm
Jesus. Okay.
So it's pretty cool seeing people like that. I was like, oh my God, because like when I see him, we always go like one of those like, hey, nice seeing you like that. And and it's like it's really cool. Even Perry, like it was nice seeing him again. Like just seeing familiar faces. Like I said, Paul, I know you're gonna touch on this. I'm just gonna be very brief with it. Doing the celebrity panel, which was a lot of fun. Thank you to all you guys for attending that. That was really cool. And at the VIP party, Paul, you and I with a celebrity, William Forsythe, that was a blast.
Uh,
Just
Will.
Will for thank
When
you.
when when you're close personal friends like we are, it's Will.
It is Will. And we don't want to say his favorite word on this podcast, so which is kind of fun. Exactly. If you know, you know. Let's just
Yeah,
say.
if you know, you know.
Great time. Like I said, the panel was 45 minutes long. Corbs, you gave me great advice. I had questions prepared, but people came with questions. You just had to reel them in and organize as best you can. Caroline Williams, if you're listening, which I doubt you are, you have a potty mouth young lady. So that was very interesting to say the least because we had children at that panel. So I was like a little cringeworthy. But she had a segment where she's like, I'll say this in 5 sentences or less. I actually started putting my fingers up, going like this. And Bill Mosley was looking at me. I'm like, yeah, this is going to be over 5 sentences long. So
She
that was,
actually said four.
yeah,
She
she
said
said
four,
four,
and then ended up going, what, seven?
seven. And Bill Mosley and I were looking at each other like, what? We just like, what's going on with that? At the end of the panel, it was kind of neat going over to all the celebrities to say thank you for all your thank you for letting me interview for the panel. So actually I got a couple hours with Terrence Zaduch and his fiance, which was really nice. Terrence bought some fudge, so we made a funny joke because he got fudge at the place we got fudge. And he bought the whiskey fudge, his fiance bought the almond one that she liked. So we made the running joke. This is called Terrence's fudge. So that was kind of fun. Him and
Isn't
his
isn't
fiance.
it isn't it Geek Pod fudge? Because we just stand there and eat fudge
Yeah,
all afternoon.
I think
Oh,
that's
the fudge.
yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing all the time. But no, a lot of fun time at that Sci-Fi Horror Fest, and a lot of good familiar faces, new faces as well, and good times. That's all I got.
I guess we're gonna bookend this one because I'm coming back to give my thoughts on it at the end of
Yeah,
it.
yeah, go
So,
ahead.
Corbs, DC, somebody.
Um, going on what had me geeked. I mean, going to Sci-Fi Horror Fest for the very first time.
It's gonna be.
Um,
There's a theme.
I didn't get to I didn't go around the entire place,
I
but
know. Lazy bastard just sat at the table the whole time.
yeah, I
Jeez.
literally sat at the table the whole time. But
What we're supposed to do. I mean,
I got um I got to talk to several people. They're obviously friends of mine. So it was kind of enlightening. They were kind of drunk. But when you get drunk, sometimes your inhibitions go away and the truths come out. And so it was very interesting, to say the least. The other thing that has me geeked is I'm thinking that I think it's next week, hopefully. I get paid and then I have money left over from when my father gave me money to get college football, and I got it for cheaper than my son got it for, which I still laugh at. Hopefully I believe Black Myth Wukong comes out next week, so I'll have a new game to play. I'm hoping because it said August and we're almost to the end. Um, and with that being said, not this coming weekend, but the following weekend starts college football. And so I will be spending a lot of Saturdays sleeping and watching college football and sleeping. Because that's what I do watching college football games is I watch the beginning, fall asleep in the middle, and watch the end. So that's got me geeked.
Uh, for me, okay, I guess I'll just continue with the whole sci-fi horror fest. I mean, it was great. I had a good time. Um, didn't have such a great time as I hoped to have, and some of you guys know the reason behind that. I'm not gonna air that dirty laundry on the
air?
podcast.
If you
Not
want,
gonna
this
air
is
that on the air.
I'm not gonna air that on the air.
Reader's
So,
Digest over here,
so,
Corbs.
yeah. So, I mean, that's always a good time, and we have a good time, and Paul and I have discussed um trying to do more stuff there. Um, and again, I get why we don't record. I get that, and it's very loud there, even where we are, in the back corner, away from everybody, like we're the redheaded stepchild. It's nice though that we're back there because we're by the some of the celebrities. I mean, we've been back there with CJ Graham and Will Forsythe, stuff like that. It was good to meet him and stuff like that. Um, So I mean, it's always a good time, and we do our panel on Friday nights. I mean, I took a half a day from work to come out on Friday. I brought my brother and I brought my son with me
The
and
disenchanted
stuff like that.
voice.
Disenchanted voice, exactly. Um, so we just the podcast panel was fun. I think it was a little more um the Jack show.
It was a freelance kind of opportunity, but we just
So,
rolled.
which was fine. I mean, it was good. We everybody kind of talked and stuff like that, like we normally do. Um, we got some questions this year from some people about the podcast, which and it's not just the five of us up there shooting the shit with each other like we normally do, which in turn is always good too. But I mean, it's fun, and I'm hoping we make it back next year.
Oh, that's already been confirmed. Tiff at the end of the show came up and already asked if we were coming back next year.
So we're going back.
We're coming back for year 5.
Okay.
That
Okay.
Okay,
is
well,
the
all right,
plan.
then we're and she put the dates out. I don't remember what the dates were.
August 14th, 15th.
Okay, so it is still the week in front of the fair.
Yep. Already announced the new theme. It's going to be Camp Fear.
Yep.
Yep.
Well,
So
isn't that because next year's like the something the
40th
anniversary of Friday the
40th anniversary of
6th,
Camp
part
Fear.
6 or something?
Yeah,
Something like that.
Yeah, something in there like that. But I mean, that's kind of what's gonna be geeked. The other thing that's got me geeked is on Monday, so the 20 whatever it is, the 25th.
Yes, because I have an appointment that day.
The 25th, my son starts college, so
Wow.
Already.
yeah, so that's gonna be fun.
Do we all need to be checking in on you that day?
No, I'll be at work that day. I'm not gonna have a fucking chance to think about it.
Process it yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I mean, it's different. He, he doesn't drive, so I'm gonna have to drive him every so often. I'm gonna have to drive him every day to school until I get the driving lessons, and he gets through all that stuff and gets his license. Once that happens, it'll be snowing, so then that'll be a different worry.
Yep.
Um, so that's that, and then the other thing is, fair started today.
It did.
I'm not a big fair goer. I go maybe once a year. I go with my son and his mother, so my ex. Um, we go and spend. I don't think we even spend the whole day there. We go and look through the buildings. We walk on the midway. We get some food. We get some pizza free
Get some chocolate milk.
chocolate. We do go get milk. We get chocolate milk. We do that stuff. We go see the butter sculpture and whatnot. But grab
Yeah.
the one thing you do at the fair is you eat. So we go and get we go and get food, stuff like that. We try to try a few different things. I still have not been able to find the pork sandwiches that I got 20 years ago.
Oh.
That it was like they cut it right off of I don't know, a pork butt or whatever and put it on a sandwich with some horseradish sauce on it. It was the best pork sandwich I've ever had. So when I found it, it was right behind the Center of Progress building.
Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, but I've never seen it there since. We went back the very next year to find it, and it wasn't in the same spot, and I was pissed. And I've not yet been able to find it again. So
You find the London broil sandwich place?
they actually had the London broil there.
Yep.
They were together.
You know why they're not there anymore, don't you?
Well, they probably
You know exactly why. Because he's not here.
okay.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Think about it.
So, but that's what's got me geeked. It's him. The biggest thing is him starting college. It's another step in his development of him becoming a computer science major, which is what he wants to do. He wants to code,
Why don't you take over the world?
right? He wants to
Good.
do coding. He wants to do coding for video games and stuff like that.
Tell
So
him to hurry up so he can build our website for us.
exactly.
No, tell him to hurry up because if he wants to do it for video games, he knows the kind of Dungeons and Dragons game we need. Baldur's Gate is close, but he knows what we want.
Right. So that's what he wants to do. And I'm all for it. So he's going
Absolutely.
to OCC, like I've told you guys before. He's going there for 2 years. He's going to get his core classes out of the way, and then he's going to transfer to SUNY Poly. So
Very cool.
that's his ultimate end game goal. So
Very cool. I love that.
yeah. So all right, I'm done.
Yeah, I forgot to say the last thing that got me geeked was when we were doing the podcast panel and stuff like that, and we came across my segment, and of course I'm going to say it, D&D with DC, and I got a really nice pop from everybody that was there, so had me geeked then. So that's it.
That's yes, very true because with our new listeners we got out of it, the ones that Jack was abusing in the back with the microphone.
You're welcome.
No, I think we're being sued. Thanks for that, Jack.
Yes.
Well, it's all part of the experience.
At least we got some exposure.
They not only have started following the show on Spotify,
Nice.
but they stopped by the table on Saturday and they were looking over all of the one shots of our characters.
Yeah.
And they were going through and trying to guess who was who. It was pretty cool. They were like really entertained with it, really into it. The only one that they nabbed right off the bat, which concerns me a little bit, was me. They were like, he's definitely the paladin.
Yep.
But they were convinced that Jack was the monk.
Yes. That's what it was.
Wow.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. They kept saying that you had that monk vibe.
No, yeah, that would be fun when we go to these cons. We should say, guess which geek pod person is this person. So that'd be kind of
Well, I mean, I know, Paul, this is your segment and stuff like that, but
It's all the same thing. It's still going to be Sci-Fi Horror Fest. So feel
well,
free.
that's fine. But we talked about maybe next year doing maybe a one shot on Friday night or something like that while we're there, or Saturday or
Yeah.
whatever.
Trying to make something work for it.
Yeah. Yeah, so we talked about that. I think that would be pretty cool if we're in our podcast panel, if we mention that to
What
them.
that's going to happen
Right.
afterwards. Yeah. Come to
Yeah.
the
And
table
people
and
might come to the
yeah.
table or whatever. So
So,
Nice.
but again, um, show was very well attended. Numbers were up. I've gotten the official numbers from the team, and they're the highest attendance so far for the show.
so this is
Just
the highest
bigger and better.
in
Yes.
4 years.
Of the
Cool.
four
At
years
least
in town, bigger and better every year.
yeah, at least they're getting at least they're and we talked about it while we were there. They were fighting against the first weekend of the fair. The first 2 years we did it. And we mentioned it to them after the second year that they were fighting against the fair, that they should maybe move it, and they did, and it seems like that has
Yes.
helped them out
And
immensely.
Well, I think you're right on that. And also, I mean, if you really think about it, like the fair only starts a few days after this. So a lot of those people probably could be in town for the beginning of the fair, but since they can't go,
Right.
they come to Sci-Fi Horror Fest, but they're also, I mean, Sci-Fi Horror Fest. I mean, listen, I'm not a horror guy, but I'm a sci-fi guy. I love science fiction. I mean, you know what I mean? So, and I think that helps. I think that like that could be another thing too. You come in, you go to the fair, but you can't go right away, but you got your vacation planned and you have to wait until at least Wednesday to go to the fair. So why not the weekend before come in and go to Sci-Fi Horror Fest, at least on Saturday, which you guys said I wasn't there, obviously. On Saturday, I was there. Friday was even busier than it was on Friday. So,
absolutely.
I
Yeah.
think I think it's perfect. I think not competing directly with the fair obviously has its advantages.
Right.
So,
Absolutely. And I think it also has to do with the fact that, and don't get me wrong, previous years they've had nice lineups for guests, but I would say this was the
The best
biggest
they've had.
caliber
Yeah,
guests they've ever had.
I agree with that.
And I mean, yes, I'm sure it costs them more money, but it also gets more people through the door when it's big names like Bill Moseley or Will Forsythe or Tyler Maine,
Lisa Wilcox.
Lisa Wilcox.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong there. I think having a few, I wouldn't say so much B actors, but having like I guess you would call them like, well, I mean, some of them are actors. I mean, Will Forsythe's been in a shit ton of movies,
yeah.
Yes,
you know.
across all
So
genres.
yeah, exactly. I think having a few more people like that as guests will bring more people in.
Yeah, I know it's sci-fi horror fest, but you don't have to limit yourself to that. Like it doesn't have to be just people from campy horror movies.
Right.
Broaden the horizons, you're gonna get more people through the door.
Yeah. I mean, even not
Agreed.
even campy horror movies, just like even having, God forbid, is, 1 year. I mean, they might not be able to have the same lineup, but have one main, like, there are people that are like really huge um horror flicks out there. I mean, we're not talking just Friday the 13th or Halloween's or anything like that. We're talking like, okay, you want to do that? Fine. You want to do Halloween? Fine. See if you can get Jamie Lee Curtis to come. You want to talk about bringing people in? Now
Yeah.
you're talking number one, A-list actor. She's been in a ton of shit.
Mm-hmm.
But she is in probably one of the arguably most iconic horror franchises that there is. And she has reprised her role again in the last three Halloweens from the beginning. So, like,
Oh, I
do you
thought
know
you
what
were
I'm
talking
saying?
about Freaky Friday.
Yeah, well, actually, I was,
That's
but
Freakier Friday. Get it right,
yeah,
okay? Is
No,
that
the first one was Freaky Friday.
no, but the
yeah,
Freakier Friday's coming out next.
No,
yeah.
it's out.
It's already out.
It's
All
out.
right, I go watch it.
Madison watched it on the plane. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm just saying, if you can get one of those A-listers who do horror flicks too. Jamie Lee Curtis obviously is the big one, but you know what I mean? I mean, you could get, I mean, not that you're going to be able to nab him, plus he might touch everybody, is Johnny Depp because he was in Nightmare on Elm Street, but you know, he plays, he's in other horror flicks, Edward Scissorhands. It's not a horror flick, but it is, and it's Tim Burton, and he's really weird. So, things like that. But I mean, I'd never been there. I thought it was excellent. I thought the celebrities were excellent. I wish I could have come on Saturday, and if I had slept, I probably would have. But
Well, he
I
did say
hadn't.
that when I got home on Saturday night that if he had
Yeah,
seen
I
it.
dude, I hadn't slept in 48 hours. Like I was up all day to go Friday, and then I didn't sleep. Yeah, it was crazy. But but yeah, I mean, I enjoyed myself. So
I thought it was pretty cool too. Like Paul, you and I checked early into our rooms and all that. I'm taking the elevator down. This guy has a box in his hand. I know, and he's like, "Hey, how's it going?" I'm like, "Good, sir. How you doing?" He's like, "Good." I'm like, "You enjoying your weekend?" He's like, "Yeah, yeah." I'm like, "Fantastic." I get off the elevator. I go over to our table, and that's Will Forsythe. I was in the elevator with, and I didn't even know. I'm like,
wow.
he literally looked like he was going paddleboarding or something like that.
I have to admit, I was shocked that like on Saturday and Sunday he was in
Sandals,
like
shorts, and
just a normal shirt, pair of shorts, and a pair of sandals. I was like, dude, if he's just not chilling and relaxing, just sitting here, that's the way to do it. And then when they left on Saturday, he threw a freaking beanie hat on. I was
Yep,
like, he had the beard going, he had the long hair going. I was just like, man, he was just chilling, having a good time.
Wow.
absolutely.
So,
and yeah,
but
he's going back up to his camp in Vermont with his wife, and he's just going to unplug for a while. So, but Paul, please do me a favor, touch base on a little of the conversation. I know we can't mention it all, but that was pretty fun.
It was fun. We were exhausted by the time we got to the after party, and Jack bought me a beer, and we went over it, and I literally took us to the furthest table away from everybody else and just sat down. I was just done. I knew we had the obligation. We had to go to the after party, so we're just chilling. We're biding our time. We were literally sitting there talking about, okay, I give it 10 more minutes and we're getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
Well, Tiffany came over eventually and sat with us and was chatting with us, and she just says, "Oh, nobody's talking to Will. Come on, guys, let's go talk to him." She brings us over to Will Forsythe's table, sits us down with him and his wife. She chats for a couple of minutes, asks a couple of questions, and then goes, "Okay, well, I've got to go check on some of the other guests," and she just takes off and leaves us. We spent what, the next hour and a half
right.
just hanging out with the two of them, just bullshitting, having a good time. It was
Yeah,
really, really cool.
Wow.
So yeah,
what
I
was
thought
what was his one caveat to be there?
I got to take this. Hold on.
his caveat. What do you mean when would be
What was
there?
the one thing that he needed
Hello. Hey,
so,
Dad.
that he
that what I was telling you about.
yeah,
Yeah,
Oh yeah, he needed Woodford. Was it? Is that it?
Woodford, yep.
that's right.
Woodford whiskey. And it was funny because Saturday at the table, I'm telling Corbs about, us hanging out with him. And I said, yeah, he said he needed some kind of whiskey. And Corbs was like, well, what kind was it? I'm like, I don't know. I said, oh, you know what? I said, hold on. Let me big time you. I got up and I walked over to the table. I'm like, hey, Will. And I had to ask him about it. So, that was my thing. I think I threw that word around a few times on Saturday, didn't I?
You
Big
did.
time in you? Yeah.
I like that too because like also like Paul was talking to Will and I was talking to his wife a little bit more. But I was like, "So how did you two meet?" And she's like, "He was in a con in England." And he's like, "Yeah, I had his picture when I was 11 years old over my bed. I could see him nudging." He's like, "Don't tell him that story. We don't need to hear that." He's like, "Don't be modest." Like she's like, "I was 11 years old when I had his picture over my bed." He's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe he's telling this." And they have a share for Elvis. They like that, which is kind of fun. So it was cool. Like it was just a down to earth conversation, talking about the real world a little bit, what's going on.
Not the reality show on MTV, just
No,
literally the
Okay.
world.
All
Yeah.
right.
the world in general, yeah. But like I said, those are conversations we have to have after podcast, so after Geek Pod. So, but it was kind of fun. It was a good time. But Paul, touch base on our other friend that you introduced us to, and we didn't know he was in costume, and we were like, "Is that
Shush.
really?"
Remember, no, no, that's alter ego.
That's all.
No, yes. No, we
Yes,
we met
Yes, no.
YouTube personality and Twitch star Macho Mike.
that was awesome.
He's a character. He's a really great guy. Uh I would say he's a close personal friend of GeekPod at this point, wouldn't you, Jack?
Oh, I would
Yeah,
if you're talking about the guy who came over that had the
Yep.
bandana on and
That
kind of
is
walked over with the little strut there.
yes, that is Macho Mike.
Macho
Macho.
Mike, then I guarantee it, because he was at our table I want to
A
say
lot.
a dozen times on
Hmm.
Saturday.
Yeah,
Like
he was
every time he walked around, he stopped by our table.
Super good guy.
Yeah.
he was very fun to talk with, and like he would flex a little bit, he'll show his guns off. I'm like, yeah, my little pea shooters, and yeah, he's a lot stronger than I am. He could probably bench press a lot more.
You? Yes.
Oh, easily, hands down.
Um, Let me look here. I think did we hit everything with Sci-Fi Horror Fest, I think?
Year four done. Bring on year five. 5 times sci-fi horror fest. 5 times. Sorry, that's all I got.
Easy Booker.
Yeah. Um,
Just don't do the spinneroonie.
Let's
oh no,
try.
let him do it. I want to see him end up
I would
attraction.
love to see Jack do this. Maybe at five Sora Fest next year. We'll get him to do it.
Oh my God. Give me one of those floors that dancers are on.
I was just thinking of putting a piece of cardboard down on it or something.
And then we'll get the Woodford that I'll be drinking before I
There
do
you
this.
go.
There you go.
So you touched on the state fair, and I know I'm gonna throw everybody on the spot here. Um, it was requested that and we got to do this in under 10 minutes, apparently. Um, all of the greatest hits for the state fair, food wise. Someone's heading to the fair in the next day or two. I guess it's not gonna matter because this won't come out in time. But they want to know what are the top food items for you that you have to get when you're at the fair.
Oh, Jesus. Mine is
So
simple.
are we talking one? So everybody picks one?
A couple, because I know it's real hard to pick just one with stuff with
Okay.
that place. So we're gonna go around the horn. I'll start because it's the way we're set up. It's four. I'm in the
Yep.
corner this week. I've got to say the bacon bomb. That's where it's at, and there's always the Gianelli sausage sandwich. Those are two definites for me. Corbs.
For me, Gianelli sausage is always a good staple to get. Pizza free. Always
Yes.
gotta get the pizza free before you leave. Um, I found a couple of other places like down Restaurant Row that had a couple of good things. We last year I went once and watched a band play at Restaurant Row and had some good food. I can't remember what we had, but I mean it was like basic stuff like burgers and dogs and pizza and stuff like that. But it was the stage was set up in between two different restaurants, so you could go to either one. They both kind of had the same food, but they did have Gianelli sausage. Always got to get Gianelli's when you go to the fair. I don't care who you are, you always have to get that. Um, so yeah, that's it. I would say Gianelli sausage, like Paul said, and then my hands down thing I get every year. I don't care how much of a line it is. You got to go and get a couple things of pizza free. And you got to get it. I mean, they make that shit fresh. So when you put it in your
Yes.
hands, it's piping hot,
Yep.
Mhm.
easy. So those are mine.
Keep it on while I put my rig back together.
Go ahead, DC. I'll bring us home.
All right. Um, Gianelli sausage. They don't do it anymore, but it used to be have dinosaur barbecue used to be there too. You used to always have to get dinosaur barbecue, Gianelli sausage. Now, I haven't been to the fair, believe it or not, in over a decade. I don't like going to the fair. I never did. And now because I'm in a wheelchair, it really, how, who's going to want to push me around? Number one. Number two is that when I go for snow cones. Now, I always tell this story. You guys might not have heard this story. So years ago, Alex was little. We went with my wife Shell, son Jake, Alex, my mother and father-in-law, and obviously myself. They want to go into the horticulture building. But outside the horticulture building is a snow cone stand. So I'm like, listen, I'm not going in to the building. I said, I'm here for two reasons only. I said, this snow cones is the first reason that I go to the fair. It's one of the only two reasons that I go. So I said, at this point, they're $1 for a snow cone. So my wife says, listen, we're only going to be in there for like 5 or 10 minutes. She gives me, I don't have any pockets. I'm wearing basketball shorts. She's carrying my wallet. Gives me $5 bill and says, we'll be right back. I'm like, okay. Standing there. They come out. I'm standing there and I have the empty snow cone paper wrapper in my hand. And she goes, you're still standing in line? I was like, no, 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 no. I'm going, this is my fourth.
I'm going again.
This is my fourth snow cone. And she goes, are you serious? Yeah, I'm getting number 4 and number 5. I always get cherry flavored snow cones, but I go to the fair for snow cones and cheap imitation knockoff Oakley sunglasses that I can get for $10. That's
Nice.
the only reason I
Not
go.
anymore.
I get snow cones first. I get sunglasses second. I get snow cones third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. And when I can't find my sunglasses, I got to go back and get more sunglasses. And then I go ninth and 10th for more snow cones. But and then, back in the day when I used to go hang out with one of my buddies in Corbs, we used to get London broil sandwiches, and corn on a stick. The corn
Nice.
cobs on a stick with just
Yeah.
dipped straight in butter. Those are what we used to do. And obviously we used to drink,
You
but
drink excessively.
excessively. That's it. That's
Yep.
me.
Jack.
So
Bring it
basically,
home.
yeah, what I have to get every time I have to go to Kiki's and get a lamb gyro. That's a must. It is so good. The pita with the cucumber, the tzatziki sauce, the tomato, all that good stuff. Fresh pita. It's a good sandwich. I also like the soda jerk place. It's those like wine barrel. It's like those barrels that
Wild
are
Bills.
Wild Bills.
Wild Bills, yep.
Actually, yeah, like I have it in my cupboard. I'm gonna bring it this year. A fresh cream soda. It's so good. I love that. And you guys already said the pizza frites are really good, but I like a couple good wine slushies here and there. Those are always a must. Yeah, my buddy that I used to work at Wegmans with, he used to make me some wine slushies. They're like, oh, 25 cents. And it was like the big honker one. I was like, oh my God, this big. So I would just go and get some free wine slushies or 25 cents. And not one, but 4 chocolate milks. Because
Yeah, I was just gonna say I forgot about the chocolate milks.
yeah, it's 25 cents. You can't beat that, so it's always nice.
Yeah.
And if I want to put my fat pants on, I'll get like a bloomin' onion here and there. Those are always pretty good. And
It's tough to walk around with that though,
you just sit,
Yep.
you find a place to sit, and
That's my strategy is it's always got to be something that I can walk to the next beer stand with.
yeah. But it's tough though. You're hard to find places to sit, and yeah, you gotta have your beer for sure. It's always you gotta drink when you go to the fair, and you gotta people watch. That's not something
Oh, people watching
you
is
gotta
a
people
must.
watch at
Oh,
the state
people
fair.
watching is a must. It's like watching that website if you've never seen it or never heard of it. And if you haven't, somebody should reach through this screen and smack you is People of Walmart. Is watch this the website People of Walmart and you just watch and it's all you do is somebody is people watching Walmart people and it's hilarious
Yeah.
and
Well,
stuff.
there's that movie Wedding Crashers. They have the list. So I made the New York State Fair list. I'll only go over a couple of them. Rule 1 is people watching. Rule 2, no open-toed shoes. You wear sneakers when you go to the fair because you don't want that on your feet. So rule 3 for the fair juice. It's that stuff coming out of the stands. It's
Wow,
all
we're going way
that
back.
grimy shit. It's like, oh, you don't want that on your feet, man. That's
Yeah.
disgusting.
Yeah, when you're walking through the fair, there's like random odd puddles and shit that
That's the fair juice.
Yeah,
That's the
fair
fair
juice. Yeah, yes, fair
And
juice.
then number 4, last one I'll mention is don't stop walking when you're in the middle of a crowd. What?
Oh my God. Back in the day when it was the congestion between the buildings and the midway
Yeah.
right there, and it was about as wide as my computer screen, and somebody would stop and sit there and talk, and it would just be like tap them on the shoulders, and it'd be like, can you please get the fuck out of the way?
Yep.
That's literally how polite you were. And then when they did and you kneecapped them, they fell and you just kept moving.
Yep.
Oh no, I always it was. I mean, I was a lineman, but I always took people out like a lineman because I wouldn't be paying attention. They stop in front of me and just
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
That's true.
I grab a
shouldered-
hold of them so they don't go
I shouldered a
down on
couple
the
people,
concrete. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I shouldered a couple people. I have like kneecapped people, like, from behind, so the back of the knee, you hit it,
Ka-chow.
buckles
Yeah.
forward. Yeah, I've done that.
Because you mentioned that rule, don't stop walking, and I did that to Lieutenant Governor David Patterson, and he's partially blind, and I almost ran him over, and that would have been a fun time. To be like, yeah, I knocked over the governor of New York State, so good
Nice.
times. But that's all I got.
All right. Well, hopefully they enjoy their list they got from us. So, You know what? I think it's a good time to go to break. Stick with us, guys, and we're going to come back with the news. The 3-3 shop is now open on TeePublic, offering a wide range of official merch from your favorite no-budget podcast network, 3-3 Productions. The home of current favorites like GeekPod and upcoming shows like Tales from the Keep and Codename Revolt. New and retro styles debuting all the time. Get yours at https://tee.pub/lic/the3-3shop. That's t.pub/lick/the33shop. Get yours now. Now, before you... No. You know what? Fuck the news. This is Meta Thoughts. Here's a handy list of all things you should or should not do on social media. 1. Hyper-focus on current affairs. Post all the things. Fight everybody. 2. Only your sports team, musical taste, religion, political belief is valid. All else are lies. It's not cult-like at all. 3. There's an emergency. Post about it on social media before going to deal with it. 4. Under no circumstances should you pause to make sure what you are sharing is, in fact, factual. The truth should not get in the way of a hot button meme. And finally, post every detail of your personal life. Every detail. I'm Showens, and these are my meta thoughts. Now, it's trivia time with Jack.
And 6, rest in peace. Trivia time.
No sports?
We're getting there.
All right. I got something for you.
You guys were.
Why are libraries so tall?
Why are they so tall?
Because they have many stories.
Very nice. There you have it.
Boom, ching.
Perfect. All right. So, first trivia question, DC, 1 through 4. Pick a number.
2.
Technology. What is the long-standing nickname of IBM?
Long-standing nickname, IBM? I have no clue at all.
This is a hard one for sure.
Well, great.
So it's a computer company. I know it probably doesn't help, but think of think of a color and not small, but
Big?
okay, that's the
Donka?
first word. Pick a color.
Black?
Nope.
Big black butt. There you go.
Big black butt. Nope. Big blue.
Big blue.
Corbs.
Yeah.
1, 3, or 4.
I'll go 1.
Animals. What animals breathe out of their butt?
Well, it's not humans.
No, they just talk out of theirs.
That's true.
Wait, do you guys hear that? Yes, I did fact check these, but keep going, Corbs.
I love it.
Shut up out there. Sorry, Corbs, keep going.
I gotta think it's something underwater, so I'm gonna say a toad.
Right letter, but wrong animal. Turtle.
Turtle.
My dick just turtled.
Right?
Paul.
3.
Movies. You're gonna be like, yes, at first, then you're like, shit. What was the high school name in the movie Grease?
Oh, I know that.
Yes, so
I know
I.
this too. Don't you guys steal my answer. Rydell High School.
Very good.
Very good.
All right, DC, you're gonna help the team here, and we're
All
gonna do
right.
a history trivia question
Number
now.
11.
All right.
Who is the only U.S. president that has been a former prisoner of war?
Ooh, I think I know this one. Are we working together?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes.
DC,
yeah.
I
give
want
me
to say,
the.
I think it's Jimmy Carter.
Prisoner of war.
So here's the way I think about it. You got to think, well, I guess maybe not. I thought it was Jimmy Carter, but I'm thinking it would have had to have been either after World War II or after the Vietnam War, because Revolutionary War, they didn't no prisoners or whatever type of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's Jimmy Carter. I can vaguely remember hearing that he was a prisoner of war.
Yeah, I know they were talking about it when McLean was running for president about that he was a prisoner of war too,
Right.
and you're like, why do I want to vote for the guy who got caught? I want to vote for the guy who can run away.
Yeah.
But I want to say Carter myself.
I haven't a clue, so I'll toe the line.
What are you going with, DC?
Carter.
Final answer?
Yeah. No?
No,
Who is it?
that would be the Trail of Tears president, Andrew Jackson.
Wow.
Oh wow.
So there were prisoner of wars in the
It's,
Revolutionary War.
yeah, the Civil War, I would assume.
The
So
Revolutionary,
Revolutionary War. Okay.
the Civil War was around Lincoln's time. So
Oh,
Jimmy,
that's right. That's right. That's right.
I looked it up too. Jimmy Carter was not, but John McCain was a prisoner of war, but he
Right.
was
Yes.
never a president.
Right.
Yeah, when he was running for president, I remember that because I was watching Chris Rock stand up, and he's like, "I don't want to fucking vote for a guy who got caught. I want to vote for the guy who got away." All
Basically.
right.
All right,
Right.
so today is August 20th. What happened in history? 1920, American Professional Football Association forms with Jim Thorpe becoming the president, known as the National Football League.
Wow.
Wow.
In,
Okay.
ni- in 1974, Nelson Rockefeller was selected by U.S. President Gerald Ford to be his vice president. And then in 1993, Mother Teresa is hospitalized with malaria. And
Okay.
then some famous birthdays on August 20th. Andrew Garfield is 42, famous actor that played Spider-Man. Paul, this one's for you. Musician Fred Durst is 55. And then weatherman slash journalist Al Roker is 71.
Wow. The Roker's
Sending a
71.
Oswego
Oh yeah.
alum.
Exactly. That sandwich is pretty good up there at Oswego Sub Shop.
Hmm.
All right, Corbs, sports ball us. No, not yet. Okay.
Wait a minute. Wait. Why does it not hurt when somebody throws a can of Coke at your head?
Why?
Because it's got the flavors. I don't know.
Because it's a soft drink.
Wah, wah, wah. I got mine too, which was what you should have been throwing it to. You got a pet termite. Named him Clint. Clint eats wood.
My Lord.
Wah, wah.
Wow.
Now, spurts.
Birds.
Hurts.
All right. Well, let's see. Last 2 weekends. So since last time I've done the sports, I've been following, as everybody knows, golf.
You?
Yeah,
No.
right. So I watched the FedEx St. Jude Championship, which is the first leg of the Tour Championship. Um, I was watching it because the guy that I wanted to see if he could make it into the Tour Championship, Ricky Fowler. You guys all know that's my favorite golfer now. My all-time favorite golfer is Greg Norman, but he doesn't golf anymore. So I was watching to see if Ricky Fowler could make it. He had to get into the top 50, and he was at 61. So he needed to finish well into the top 15 or so. and he finished 11th at the FedEx St. Jude Championship. So he made it into the top 50. So that was that one. And then last weekend was the BMW Championship, which is the second leg. And then this weekend is the Tour Championship. So to get into the BMW, you got to finish in the top 50. To get into the Tour Championship, you got to finish in the top 30. So he finished, he was 48th going into the BMW Championship. So he needed to finish pretty well, and some of the guys in front of him had to finish not so great. Um, so on Sunday when I got home from playing golf, I turned on the golf match and I watched because I was interested to see where he was and how he was doing. He actually got for a while he was in the top 30, but then he went the last three holes he went double bogey or bogey, double bogey, bogey, and he finished 32nd. He needed to get to the top 30, so he missed by two spots, which is bad, I guess you would say, but people were saying that he didn't belong there. He proved that he belonged there by finishing how he did. I mean, he played fantastic on Sunday when I was watching it. So I was kind of bummed that he didn't make it, but it bodes well maybe for next year for maybe winning another championship. Scotty Scheffler did win last Sunday in the BMW Championship. He's now won 5 times this year. He's played in, I think they said 18 events this year, and he's not finished outside of the top 10 in 18 events.
Wow.
He's the number one golfer in the world, obviously for that reason. Um, and then Justin Rose won the FedEx St. Jude Championship. Tommy Fleetwood was leading all the way up until like the last 2 or 3 holes, and then he bogeyed and dropped out of the lead. So Tommy Fleetwood's never won on the tour. That they were saying that it would be funny for him to win the first leg of the championship without have never won a tournament before that. So that was kind of fun to watch. I mean, I'll probably watch this weekend. It's played at the same golf course every year. It's played at East Lake in I think it's Atlanta, Georgia. So be fun to watch. Just to see who kind of sets himself apart. And after this weekend, the PGA Tour, their schedule is done. They're off, I think, and through September, and then they start up in October. That's when their fall season starts. And a lot of their tournaments in the fall are held overseas, over in like China and stuff like that. So they have a couple tournaments that way, and then in January is like when the full season kicks in, and they start playing out west and stuff like that. So that'd be fun to watch. I watched a few tournaments in the beginning part when they're over in Japan and stuff like that, in China and stuff like that, just to see who some of these guys win. Because usually, some of the guys that don't make the Tour Championship play early on, so they can get those points ahead of time, so they can secure a spot or a better spot. So, it'd be interesting to see if Ricky plays in a few of these tournaments in the first half of the season overseas and whatnot. So yeah, that was pretty fun to watch, and I was pulling for him to get in and stuff like that. So then I guess we can talk, which I don't like doing, but I guess we can talk maybe just a touch on some football here. Season starts 2 weeks. 2 weeks. So last preseason games are this weekend. So, all right. So I'll ask Jack because I know Jack and Danny. Paul kind of has some idea. I mean, Paul knows sports, so I'll ask you guys. Who do you guys got as Super Bowl picks this year? So we'll start with Jack.
If I had to pick right now off the top of my head, the top team, if it's AFC or NFC, is definitely the Ravens. So I would definitely think the Ravens. I would say Ravens versus Broncos AFC Championship game, and then maybe if they stay healthy, Lions versus, like, I'm biased now, Lions versus Eagles in the NFC Championship game, and then see what happens. And then I would say Lions versus Ravens in the Super Bowl, and then I would take Ravens. Ravens is the best team right now. That's my honest opinion.
Okay. I like it. I like it.
I do. I I would change it, and God forbid, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I would take the Ravens and the Chargers and not the Broncos in the championship, the AFC championship game. God, I can't even believe. I'm surprised my tongue didn't snap right up its roller that I said that. One, because I'm picking somebody other than picking somebody other than the Raiders out of the AFC West. I sure as hell ain't gonna pick the Chiefs, but I sure as hell don't want to pick the Broncos or the Chargers. But you know, in the NFC, um, I I do like Philadelphia. I don't like Philadelphia, but I do like Philadelphia. I'm rooting for Detroit all the way. I want to see them get there. I mean, they have been the best football team for the last 2 or 3 years. They lose their main guy. Last year was their shot, I believe, but I do believe they're going to come back and they're going to go, they should make it this year. But you lose actually everything that I read. You you lost the MVP of the entire National Football League when Aiden Hutchinson went down last year. He was on that big of a pace.
Hmm.
They said that he was winning his pass rush rate by over a 35% clip. No one in the history of the NFL has gone over 20. That includes Lawrence Taylor, Reggie White, Bruce Smith. No one in the history has gone over 20. He was at over a 35. He made such a difference. He only played in 5 games when he broke his leg.
I saw that. That was nasty, by the way.
Yeah, you're talking about the MVP of the National Football League last year, and he makes obviously they still won and stuff like that. But if you look at their defense after the fact, after he went down because he commands so much attention, that it wasn't nearly as good. They were
Right.
good, but not nearly as good. And like I said, picking the Chargers or the Broncos or the Chiefs, of course I'm biased. I'm going to pick the Raiders. I did watch a few highlights on the Raiders preseason and watching Aston Genty, who they've got from Boise with the number 6 pick or anything like this. Oh my God. Uh yeah, this kid is special. He was going against the 49ers first team defense, and he broke a run, ran over their strong safety or their corner, got like 12 yards, and the first person off the sideline to grab this kid was Max Crosby, who is Mr. Raider now. It's him. And this kid is special. I cannot wait. I'm hoping that we can win at least 6 games, maybe 7. Playoffs would be nice. But this kid hopefully is the rookie of the year in both, just the whole league, rookie of the year. Um, but the other thing that I want to just quick jump in, I'm a big WNBA guy. So it broke my heart the other day to find out that Sophie Cunningham from the Indiana Fever is going to miss the rest of the season due to a knee injury because they're already, they were missing Caitlin Clark for a very long time. And Sophie
She's
is,
still.
and yeah, and Sophie was taking over her spot and they were still winning. So now she's out with a knee injury. I don't know what kind of knee injury it was. I didn't see.
MCO.
Yeah. So she's
So
out.
I saw it earlier.
Yeah. So
The
she's,
same thing. Same thing. I enjoy watching her play when they're on. I don't even watch for Caitlin Clark. I usually watch for Sophie Cunningham, only because she plays basketball the way I played basketball.
yeah.
She's
Poorly.
like she's the what? She's the enforcer,
Yeah.
which is nice. Like people would knock Caitlin Clark down, and she'd come down that person would come down the lane, and Sophie Cunningham would be like throat punching her down the lane.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I do like her. I mean, I liked her, Lexi Hall, Caitlin Clark. They call them the Tres Leches, which is very weird, because leches means milk. Um, so I don't know, but and then I also like Sophie wore another shirt that says "Hot girls eat Arby's," which I think is hilarious and also true. So But
Yeah.
yeah, that's it for me on sports. Corbs, go ahead.
Paul, what do you got?
For sports,
Yeah. I want to
For
know
the
who
prediction.
you got for the Super Bowl.
I've got the Kansas City Swifts.
Ew.
I will be thrown out of my house if I don't say that.
No, get your ass thrown out of your house then,
Yeah,
because
then get it out.
that's not who you believe.
Honestly, I'm just gonna steal your guys' answers because I'm so far out of the fucking loop. I actually, you know what? I'm gonna say I've got Triple H for the Super Bowl this year.
There you go.
That's
All right.
as close as I can come with it. No, I'm gonna steal Jax and say the Ravens. I
Okay.
want to say because in my heart I want to say the Raiders are going all the way, but that's
Yeah.
well, that was
Couple of
So,
years.
20, 24 year, 23 years ago that they
something
made
like
it there last.
Yeah.
So
It'll be fun to see like Lamar Jackson escape the pocket from Aiden Hutchinson or something like that to the Super Bowl. That would be pretty
yeah.
interesting.
That would be interesting, yes.
so.
But
So for
what do you
me,
think, Corbs? Yeah, what do you have?
I mean, I got the Ravens in the AFC, but I'm going with the Bills again. I think that they've got some talent there. They've always, I mean, Josh Allen makes everybody better. So I would say the Ravens and the Bills in the AFC. I do still think the Ravens get there. Um, I got the Lions in the NFC in the AFC Championship. I'm gonna pick like a sleeper team out of the NFC, and I'm gonna go with the Arizona Cardinals.
What's your argument there? This is gonna be.
I don't know. Kyler Murray's healthy again. They got Marvin Harrison Jr., James Cormer's in the backfield now. I mean, I don't know. It just every year there's some team that comes out of fucking nowhere. I just for some reason I think that that's the team. I'm probably like shit wrong, and that's okay. I have the Lions and the Cardinals, but I have the Lions beating the Cardinals, and I have the Ravens and the Lions like you have, Jack. And I'd love to see the Ravens win it, but I really want the Lions to win it.
Yeah.
The last 2 years I've been pulling for the Lions. When I was watching last year when they were playing against the 49ers, was it the 49ers? I don't remember it was last year whenever I don't know, just something about that team. It's the grit that team's got, um, all that stuff. They play like their coach. Like Dan Campbell is a fiery guy. And he's all over the field, up and down the field. He's headbutting players and shit like that. I mean, that's the kind of coach you want to play for, and that's the kind of
Yeah.
coach you want to win for. And you can see from the time he got there, even when he got there, and they were bad when he got there, and they were still bad when he under his first year. He's like, just trust the process, just trust the process. And 3 years later, you're now talking about them as an elite team in this league.
Yep.
When for after Barry Sanders left, and even before Barry Sanders left, they were the doormat of the league. There were years when you were wondering if they were going to win any games.
Yeah.
So
You're right. I remember 1999, like that I needed to pick a team to watch for football and all that because first couple years I was watching just players just floating around. Doug Flutie was a fan favorite. So
yep,
I had the Bills, no, the Buffalo Bills, the Detroit Lions, and the Philadelphia Eagles. Those are the three teams I was going to choose between. And then I always liked SU, and McNabb was always my favorite player. So I was like, I got to follow my favorite player. But like you said, Barry Sanders, phenomenal player,
yep,
and Doug Flutie were the guy could throw 80 yards and he's only like 5'6". But I was like, you have to pick a team. So I was like Philadelphia, but like, all three of those teams are very special. But go
yep,
ahead, of course.
yeah. So I would really hope the Lions win it all this year. So that's what I'm going. I'm going the same with you have, Jack. But I know you had the Ravens winning. I want the Lions to win. So
If I'm thinking with my head, I'm thinking Ravens, but heart would be definitely Lions would be
yeah,
nice.
it would be nice. It would be nice to see that this year. You know, and no offense, even though that I'm not a Bills fan at all. I've never been a Bills fan. At some point, I really would like to see them win a championship too. They they gotta deserve one after losing four straight. You
Yeah,
know,
back in the 90s, yeah.
only team ever to go to four straight and lose four straight.
Yep.
So
I know you have to earn your Super Bowl, but that Josh Allen, he's a good kid.
yeah, yeah,
Yep.
that's all I got.
one final thing on the NFL.
Not for fun.
Fuck the Saints.
Exactly. They'll have the number one overall pick likely next year, bro.
Why? Why?
Because fuck them. That's why.
What did they do to you?
They took my offensive coordinator, so fuck them.
Wow. I mean, a lot of violence here.
That's
I haven't even,
weird.
I haven't even started going with the violence yet.
Yeah, we're waiting for the
Speaking of
violent part.
violence, how about some scripted violence? It's
How,
time
how
for the
about,
Wrestle
wait,
Report.
wait, 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 wait.
Okay, Jack.
I didn't say anything yet.
What do cats eat for breakfast?
Meow mess? I don't know.
Go with it. What
Mice Krispies.
Let me write that one down. That's good
I
shit
think you
right
just need your
there.
own Corbs page, basically. It's I love
Hey,
it.
now can we talk about wrestling?
Sure.
Yeah, I guess.
All right. Ring the bell.
Ring.
Ding.
What are you freaking Rocky? Do you want to ring the bell?
No bill.
You don't do a bad Stallone. I gotta give you that.
That's
All right. So, got a few quick hits with our wrestling report. Uh, first up, well, let me scroll back up to where it is. Triplemania was this past Saturday. That is Triple A's WrestleMania, basically. It's their biggest show of the year. It was free on YouTube, but I was fucking exhausted, so I didn't get to watch it. Heard it was a really, really great show. I guess we got some breakout stars coming out of that, Mr. Iguana, and the fact that Finn Balor now debuted a demon puppet.
Yes.
Um, I guess the best fucking part of that was JBL, who was on commentary, says, "It's Demonito. We're all doomed." He sold it so fucking well, apparently.
My God.
Um, their guy, Hijo de Vikingo, retained the Mega Championship, so that's good. But from everything I hear, it was a great PLE. Next up, Karrion Kross and Scarlett have been released by WWE. They are now taking independent bookings. He's going back to his Killer Cross persona. And if you guys haven't, which I'm sure you haven't, buy his fucking book because it was awesome. I've already finished it. And
nice.
third and finally, Clash in Paris is April 31st. Uh,
April.
nope, August. The other one.
There's not even 31 days in April, you
I don't
idiot.
care. There is now. And fun fact, that's the last fucking PLE on Peacock. News dropped today that starting in September, it's going to that whole ESPN streaming deal for $30 a month.
Great.
Yeah.
So you don't need Peacock anymore.
Nope, I will be canceling Peacock and probably not subscribing to this ESPN bullshit because I'm not spending $30 a month.
Can I get
Yeah.
a Disney bundle or no?
Nope.
Ah,
Wait,
Nope.
so
But if you have
it's
ESPN, if you have ESPN on your cable provider already, you may get it free of charge.
I have ESPN Plus or the bundle, but
Yeah, I have ESPN Plus with my stuff too
That
because
doesn't count apparently. That's going to be something else. It's ESPN DTC or something like that. Whole different thing. It's going to include the NFL network and all that, but it's not the same.
yo, if I gotta start paying in to watch the Sunday night game of the week on ESPN on this fucking bundle that they got, I'm done.
It's time to start looking into it because we'll have to see what's happening because
Nope.
a lot of people are pissed. Um,
Thirty
myself
dollars,
included.
$30 a month to watch wrestling and football, not
Yeah.
worth it.
Nope. Nope. I agree. And before we get any crazier on that, because this is something we could probably do a whole show on.
Oh yeah.
And that news drops today as of August 20th. And the first PLE that's showing on there is going to be their brand new one WrestlePalooza, and that's where we're gonna have Cena versus Lesnar.
God damn
They
it.
knew what the fuck they were doing,
Uh,
motherfuckers. So, I think now that I've pissed everybody off, we'll kick it to break. We'll come back and wrap the show up with the midstream report. What do you say, guys?
Great. I'm gonna go over
Sure.
and pout.
I'm pissed off, like you
Well,
said.
Go kick the dog.
now because of what you just said, I'm actually gonna go run. Yes, I said run out and play in traffic.
Corbs, film that, please. That's
The running part or the playing in traffic
the
part?
running.
Oh, it's like ridiculousness.
All right,
Right.
stick with us, guys. We'll be right back. The 3-3 shop is now open on TeePublic, offering a wide range of official merch from your favorite no-budget podcast network, 3-3 Productions. The home of current favorites like GeekPod and upcoming shows like Tales from the Keep and Codename Revolt. New and retro styles debuting all the time. Get yours at https://tee.lic/the3shop. That's t.pub/lick/the33 shop. Get yours now. So, guys, what are you watching?
Go ahead, DC. You got some stuff, it looks like.
No, not really. What am I watching? I've been watching different older Shark Week stuff, even though Shark Week was last month. It's been about a full month now since it's whatever. I watched some stuff on, the Legend of Deep Blue, which is the largest shark that they've seen, unless you believe all the dumbass rumors about Megalodon coming to, that's still alive out there somewhere, which is dumb. I rewatched certain episodes of Big Bang Theory. I'm still in the process of flipping back and forth between True Blood and Game of Thrones. I'm just trying to find something that piques my interest. You know what I mean? Um, I actually watched, I don't know if we did the podcast since then. I've actually watched all 8 episodes of The Acolyte. Because I never did. I only watched the first two, so I just decided to binge all of them to find out what's going on because it is supposed to come back out again. I just don't know when. Um, and I thought about watching Andor, but I something's telling me I can't get into that either. I don't know why. My brain is starting to turn into like tapioca because it's I'll watch TV, watch movies, videos, or play video games. Don't get me wrong, it's not all that bad, but it is all that bad. So, um, and one of my favorite TV shows, they changed the time that it's on, and it's driving me nuts because I can never find it anymore. Um, so yeah, it's pretty much video games all the time. Matter of fact, when we get done here with the podcast, I'm jumping on Baldur's Gate for a couple hours
There you go.
since I slept most of the day. So that's it for me.
All
No,
right.
yeah, so DC, what you're saying, like Acolyte, it won't be back for a second season, man. So
No,
it
that
did
got
not get
canceled.
renewed. It got
No, I know
canceled.
it did. But I've also read that they're talking about bringing it back in a different platform, maybe not on Disney or anything like that, but they're talking about it because they want to introduce um they're actually doing a Darth Plagueis. Obviously that's Sidious's master from the Sith, but they're also talking about doing a Darth Bane and Soren Ward is another one that's coming up a lot. So
Okay.
we'll see.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Could
Yes.
be wrong. Yeah, maybe it happens. All right, like Paul said, and like it's Sci-Fi Horror Fest. Only one thing really this week. So one of my favorite movies I watched was Life is a House. So this is a good one. Kevin Kline, Hayden Christensen, Scott Thomas, and Jenna Malone. So it stars Kevin Kline, of course. The plot is about an anxious man who must repair his house In the meantime, he's trying to repair the relationship with his ex-wife and estranged son. But the kicker is he is diagnosed with terminal cancer. So Hayden Christensen is like it's that 2001 that came out, so he's that emo type vibe. So he's living on painkillers. He doesn't want to deal with his father. So Hayden Christensen screaming at the world in that kind of movie. His ex-wife doesn't like him at all, doesn't care about him. But Kevin Kline, in my opinion, is a very cool, very diverse actor. So I thought this was a really cool movie to watch. I won't get into like that is the plot, but that's basically what the movie's about. But it's pretty cool. I really enjoy film scores. His name's Mark Isham, Isham. So when I'm either meditating or doing yard work around the house, I put on a film score just to relax and all that stuff. And the film score is actually pretty enjoyable. So it was a really, really cool movie, and I thought it was pretty entertaining to watch again. So I've only seen it maybe once a long time ago. Like I said, I bought a ton of DVDs. I was like, zoink, pull that out, and I just watched that after Sci-Fi Horror Fest. So pretty enjoyable.
Nice.
Nice, something different. That's cool.
Exactly.
Like a Zima. Something different.
I love it.
Wow. Remember, you used to freaking throw like Jolly Ranchers in that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, is it my turn?
It is.
Apparently.
Apparently. Um, so last time you guys did the midstream report, I wasn't. I was on the podcast because I was busy helping my sister move. So it was kind of wrecked at that point. So at that time I had watched a movie that I hadn't seen in a while, and I wanted to bring it up. So I found it on Tubi.
Oh.
Okay.
So it's a free movie on Tubi. It was called Amazing Grace and Chuck.
Oh my God.
So I had been,
Wow.
yeah, I'd been for some reason that popped in my head a few months back, and I was been trying to find it anywhere. So I looked it up online, and I found that it was offered on Tubi. So I got home one day from work, and I turned it on, and I freaking watched it. Matter of fact, I think I watched it that night you guys did the podcast, but I watched it like when I got home. So it was like you guys were already in the middle of the podcast. I started watching it, and then I finished it up the next day and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed that movie. I always liked Alex English. He's the basketball player in it.
Yep.
So that was pretty cool. I enjoyed, like I said, I enjoyed watching that. That was nice. Kind of an old school 80s. I wouldn't say it's a B movie, but it does have some. It's got William Patterson in it from CSI, the original CSI. So, pretty good movie. I like it. It's based on like nuclear war and stuff like that. Like trying to basically the start of the America and the USSR disarming nuclear weapons. How that's the kid kind of pushes that along.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, decent movie. It's definitely not, one that you watch, religiously, but it was just one of the ones that kind of was like, oh, I want to watch this movie again. So I watched that, and then so tonight I started a series tonight. It's called Days That Shaped America. I'm actually
Oh.
watching it. It's actually on pause right now. There's 4 episodes. Um, to talk about four different instances and days that shaped America. So I watched the first two, started it before we went on the podcast. I got through the first one, started watching the second episode. The first episode, and only three people on this podcast will probably remember this because Jack, I think you're too young or not even alive at the time, was the Challenger explosion.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Researching that, but that was sad.
86.
86.
Yeah, 86, correct. So, um, interesting. Not gonna lie to you, it was very interesting to watch it, and I think I've seen some of it before.
I actually saw it live at school.
Yeah, me
Yep.
too. I was in
Yeah.
fourth grade. I was in the library at Allen Road watching it
Yeah.
because my teacher had put her application in to be the teacher that went on
Right.
the flight.
Wow.
Um, so yeah, so it's interesting. So come to find out that the booster rockets on the side of the um, tank, that was what caused the
Mm-hmm.
explosion. So, but watched it, found out that there was a guy that tried to stop
The
the shuttle
launch?
from taking off the launch. Yeah, tried to stop the launch, saying that because what had happened was on the day of the launch, it was the coldest day in Florida in decades. Like it was like 18 degrees.
Wow.
Like they had frost everywhere. And the rockets were not meant to be launched in cold weather. They had a seal on them that when it got under 52 degrees, the seal could fail.
Hmm.
Not saying that it would fail, but there was a good high chance that it would fail. And this guy kept saying, "Look, these are not rated to take off in this type of weather. You're asking for a disaster." And they're like, "Well, we've taken it all into consideration and stuff like that." And the company that built the rockets went to this guy. He worked for NASA. They went to him and said, "You need to watch this video. We have a video showing the other side of the takeoff, and you can see a puff of black smoke on one of the rockets, and it's the exact spot where, if you have ever seen the explosion, where the fire on that rocket starts that causes the explosion." So it's interesting. I was kind of interested, like you guys, like this, Paul, you know about it, Danny, you know about it, Jack, you've researched it, but you weren't. I don't think you were alive at that time.
-2.
Okay, you weren't even a thought in your parents' mind.
Nope.
Zach. Yeah.
Nope. I was
So yeah, so it was interesting to watch this and see how they went about this stuff. And they found the capsule of all the astronauts and all that stuff. And it's just crazy, all this stuff. The second one that I just finished watching, I kind of started and then finished it in between our breaks, was about the Boston City bombing
Oh.
that's
during the Boston Marathon.
Hmm.
So that was interesting because I mean I've seen some of that before, and that kind of hits home a little bit more, um, and stuff. So that was interesting, how everybody kind of rallied together. People who didn't know people, were helping each other out. People laying on the ground hurt. People that didn't know these people were just jumping in and applying pressure to wounds and putting tourniquets on and stuff like that. It just shows the resolve of the American people, which is always nice. The one that's on is starting right now because I literally just finished it before I came back. The Boston City bombing one, the Boston Marathon one. This one is actually the one about the Oklahoma City bombing.
Wow.
you
Oh
So
know
wow, back in I think it was 88.
was
Thought it
it
was
eight? No,
93.
no, it
Huh?
was in the 90s. No, that was the World they had the World Trade Center bombing in the
You're
90s.
right.
93, right.
I think it might have been 90, 97 or 98.
I'm not sure. I thought it was earlier than that.
I don't know. I'll let you know. Let you know next week. And the fourth one is 9/11.
Of course.
I was
So
waiting for that one. Yep.
yeah. Yeah. So I was watching. There's just those four episodes. Danny knows that when I made dinner tonight, I was trying to find something to watch. So
Right.
this is what I landed on.
Nice.
So it's all on the History Channel. It was
Love
on
it.
History Channel. So that's what I've been watching.
Yeah, I
So
like the History Channel. I've seen a lot of I've watched a lot of things. I went through a phase years ago when Sons of Anarchy was out. When SOA was out, watching it every week. I went through a phase with watching anything that had to do or reading anything to do with Hell's Angels.
yeah,
I actually read the one where they actually had the undercover officer, one of them, I think he was FBI agent, go undercover inside the Hells Angels, and they were going to make him, he was going to be either the vice president of the chapter or they were going to give him his own chapter until they pulled him out because he was so in depth that he actually said in the autobiography that I read that he didn't know where the line was anymore. He couldn't figure it out. So, yeah.
there's something on I want to say Vice that I watched last summer It had something like 10 or 12 episodes on the Hells Angels, like
Yes,
how
yes.
they came about and all that stuff. I watched that too.
Yeah, they had that, and then one of the ones that I watched was they talked about a lot about the Canadian Hells Angels.
Yeah.
Like the Canadian Hells Angels, even though the Hells Angels was started by Sonny Barger here in or in the United States, what I meant out in California, I believe it was the Oakland chapter is what he started, but I'm not sure. But this thing went like the Canadian Hells Angels are like worse than
Yeah.
any of them, which is very strange to me.
Oh, and Paul, just the other thing I've been watching here is Peacemaker.
Season 2 or the season 1?
Season 1, it's on TNT.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So I've been recording it and watching it.
I love that show.
I gotta admit
Now, how many
it
episodes are you in?
two or three
Okay, big question. Do you let the opening theme play every time?
every time. Every
Kristen
time.
fought with me week after week on that. She's like, "Will you just fast forward through this?" I'm like, "No, not a chance."
No.
You
Yes.
just do your happy dance in the chair.
Oh
I
God, I love
can't,
that.
I can't, I can't watch that because the movie The Suicide Squad with Idris Elba, John Cena, all that kind of stuff. My son, Alex and I, we watched it one night when I was laid up. He's like, "Dad, we got to watch this." I'm like, "Okay." And we watched it and we both looked at each other and this is no joke at the exact same time said that is over 2 hours of my life that I can never have back. The movie was absolutely fucking horrible.
I liked that one. The original Suicide Squad movie was terrible, but the one with Cena,
No,
I
you're
thought that one
fighting
was
a
good.
giant starfish? Come on. Like, come
Tell
on.
me you don't know about DC Comics without telling me you don't know about DC Comics.
I know DC Comics, but I'm like,
Not
give me
that
a
much.
break already. Give me a break. Like it was like just dumb. And I really wanted it. I really wanted to like it. I really did. I was going in with a lot of hope, and my hope was dashed in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah,
So
way better than the first one. Um,
the only thing about the first one that I liked was Harley Quinn.
she was in the second one too, right?
He's
Not
not talking
not
about he's not talking
not the
about the
same
actual
not the same way.
acting.
Not the same way. She was not in the same way.
I'm trying to re
Totally
God.
different.
It's been a long time for both of those. I think it was COVID for both
He's
of them, right?
he's talking no. The Suicide Squad came out like
2000 like
Yeah,
17, 18
yeah,
or
yeah.
yeah.
I
That
remember
was one with
watching
Will Smith.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
With
they're
when
Will
talking about the one
Smith,
with Will Smith
Margot
and Margot
Robbie
Robbie.
playing.
He's
Yeah.
talking about the outfit she wore.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
I
Yes.
was really excited though for that first Suicide Squad too because they were going to show how she became Harlequin. But I was like, meh. But I should try that second Suicide Squad movie. But the first one rubbed me so bad. I was like, I don't want to try it. I
First
can't.
one was complete hot garbage.
Yeah, it was a train wreck. It was awful.
Yes.
So
Oh,
is
you're
it?
talking about the movie. I thought you were talking about Margot Robbie.
Oh no.
Oh,
No.
I mean, she
she was
might
the only
be.
saving grace in it.
You know
But
what I didn't know about her was at least what I think as what I saw was one of her very first movies was Wolf of Wall Street,
yes.
Mhm.
Hmm.
which apparently I haven't seen it. I can watch it and I'm thinking about it at some point was like she was like naked like a good portion of the time.
That's what I understand. I haven't seen it either.
Yeah.
3 hours long, so it's a good movie. Enjoy it, but it's long.
I mean, I know it's based on a true story too. That's kind of what I like too. It's based on a true story because I actually saw an interview with this guy. So yeah, but yeah, yeah, naked. I'm good. I can do that.
All right. And like I said, I've got nothing. I've had no time to watch anything. And there's a huge list of things that are either out right now or are about to be coming out that I really want to see. I've just had no fucking time to watch any of it. So, even going back as far as season 2 of The Last of Us, I got made 3 episodes of that. I haven't been able to go back. So,
You still got 3 years before this third season comes out.
yeah.
But you'll still be 3 episodes behind me.
Right. Yeah.
It's okay though.
But
You should
that's all I've got.
catch up on Supernatural too.
Yeah, no. Never gonna happen. That's never gonna happen.
Now, let me ask you this about that, and I know we're recording. I don't really care. Is that
I do.
because
Editing.
Hugh mentions that it's good, or that you just don't really have the time?
I really don't have the time, and there's so much more that I'd rather watch before that.
I see.
And
The
out of
answer-
spite, yes.
Yeah.
Out of spite, I will never get around to it. And he's aware of that at this point. So
Yeah, he
Well, I'm
knows
sure.
that when we bring it up, it's just because we're never gonna watch it.
Mhm.
So
And I know it pisses off our audience too. So
I almost got stuck watching it, because when I was living with my wife, so technically when I was married, um, we would watch it, or she would watch it, and I would sit and play on my phone because I was inevitably waiting for my favorite show that we liked together besides Sons of Anarchy was Charmed, because Holly Marie Combs, who plays Piper,
mhm.
is my yeah. Now she's pretty heavy. Actually, my son's girlfriend went a few months ago during school when they had break. She went to Connecticut. They were at Mohegan Sun. Her, Rose McGowan, and the people from Scream and Charmed were there. So she took a picture with her Holly Marie Combs and sent it to me. And I said, "Did you tell her that I'm in love with her?" She's like, "No, I never got around to that." And I'm like, "What's your problem?" This is my son's girlfriend. I loved her. I mean, like I said, but when I watched Charmed, I didn't care for Melissa Milano, Shannon Doherty, or Rose McGowan. Holly Marie Combs as Piper was my favorite, hands down. So, yeah, that's it for me.
Outstanding. That's all I got.
so it's time to enlighten everybody.
It is.
Well then, enlighten us, bitch.
Evil cannot permanently organize. It bears within it seeds of its own destruction. This is our target. This is our goal. To rise up and push back, to force those seeds to sprout. It's time for a revolution. And the revolution will be streaming.
This has been a GeekPod Network production.